Welcome back to Real Estate Simplified. Kiran, besides less buyer activity, open houses have been canceled across the province. What other impacts has coronavirus had on listing marketing?
That's a really good question, Seth. So, in terms of coronavirus and its impact on marketing, I feel like there has been a huge shift towards online. So, a lot of the marketing efforts have now shifted online, but we've been seeing this for a while now. So, myself being on the coaching side of things, I've been coaching clients for a long time that, online is where buyers start their searches. Online is where everybody starts looking for properties. So if we just keep that in mind, that this is a shift that's been occurring and now we're just kind of forced to do more of the online marketing. Facebook ads are still great for, promoting the listing. We're seeing lower ad costs than ever before, like anybody who's still marketing, because a lot of people are pulling their money away from online advertising just because of the unknown factors. But there is there is a huge opportunity there for you to market your property online, and one of the things that sellers are adjusting to, I find, is a lot more focus on virtual showings. So I know Shireen mentioned that a little bit, but for the agent to actually walk through the property and do a virtual walkthrough, not just a slideshow of images, which is a video, but an actual video where you're walking through the property, you're showing the nooks and crannies, and you're really diving deep into the property and showing people that. So, buyers have more confidence. Serious buyers have more confidence when they're viewing your properties online as to, what it is about. But we have to remember, in the Toronto market especially, we've been used to buying things without seeing them. If you look at pre-construction, for example, people buy off plan all the time. If you look at, investors that are overseas, they have been purchasing properties without seeing them. We've done that for a number of years as well. So really, it's just a mindset shift in terms of, how we showcase these properties online. I also feel that agents have to make more of an effort right now to tap into their network of brokers and other agents that they know when they have something on the market, because, deals are happening that way right now as well. Because of the trust, if I know an agent has a listing and I trust that agent and I trust what they're showing me and I have a client, there is that trust involved. And I think that plays a huge part in today's market if something's, put up for sale. The other thing I feel, for example, staging is a huge component of marketing, but a lot of people are not, it's not an essential service. If you think about it right now, it's also not advisable or safe to do staging. I know a client was telling me recently that, they had somebody stage a property on their street and everybody was frowning upon it. So staging has definitely been taken away. Sellers who have properties that are tenanted right now are not allowed to, they're not doing showings. So there is definitely that impact, but I think it's all about adapting, right? It's like Shireen said, business is still going on. It's just that we have a lot less people browsing through properties. And we have to just, as agents, I feel it's important to make that shift online and showcase the property as in depth as possible. 3D tours are a great way to do that as well. Matterport, that's a fantastic way to showcase property so people can really start to play around with it. Virtual staging is another really, really good example of something that agents can start doing to showcase properties, that they can't stage right now, and, they can go for virtual stage. So there are definitely options out there. They have been around for a while. So that's like the adaptation that I'm finding.
Yeah. And what would you say buyers are doing now? Are they basically weeding out everything except their top two picks, then visiting those houses in person? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So there's only very serious buyers in the market right now. So people who are actually very, very serious. There's a reason why real estate has been deemed an essential service. People need to buy. There are circumstances that are leading people to purchase, sell. People need to, there are, like Shireen said as well, like there are circumstances that are beyond people's controls that make it, no option other than people wanting to move and having to move. So those who are buying, I feel, are definitely narrowing it down to maybe one or two. So there is no more window shopping, there is no more browsing, and there are very strict kind of, safety measures in place, which I think is absolutely okay and acceptable, and it's for everyone's, best interest in terms of, not touching anything while they're in the house, limiting the number of people that are going through the property. But those are the kind of things we're seeing. But Yeah, that's essentially it. So for every seller who's putting their property in the market, I feel like it's in their agent's best interest to showcase it as best as possible through 3D tours, through virtual showings, through doing all of those efforts, so that prospective buyers who are serious can get, you know, an in-depth look at the property without seeing it. But we're also, of course, seeing clauses. So deals are closing on conditions of, you know, if for some reason prospective buyers aren't able to see the property, they can put that condition in that, you know, it's conditional upon them viewing it. So we're seeing that happen as well.
Yeah. So,
Kiran?
Shireen,
Yeah.
are you seeing that condition as well?
We're seeing that condition, and now we're seeing firm deals with no viewings. So we're putting additional conditions in the offer saying that the buyer acknowledges that they have not seen the property and they accept the condition of the property as is. And it's a unique situation, and it's just like when you're buying stocks or investments, you have to qualify your buyer as to their risk threshold. And real estate is a long-term investment. Nobody is going to lose money in real estate. It's a long-term investment. Think about when your grandparents bought, when your parents bought, when you bought. And it'll always go up. You just have to stand the test of time. So again, if you qualify and ask the right questions, if somebody is extremely nervous, they're better off to go into a rental till they can afford the time to see it, feel it, touch it. It's tangible. And some people are, you know, I'm just going to do it. It's a great buy. The interest rates are low. I can't speak low, you know, and they're going to jump on board. And if you have that, it's a calculated risk. You discuss it with your lawyer. You put a condition if there is no viewing. Make the offer conditional on their buyer's lawyer's review, just so that they have additional counsel as well as friends and family that maybe didn't get to see the property as they would in a normal circumstance. So there's a lot we can do to protect the buyers and the sellers.
Yeah, I especially like the point you raised about real estate's a long-term investment. I always like to bring up the fact that in 1980, the average house price in the GTA was $75,000. So you can see the change every decade has on real estate values. So great stuff. Coming up after the break is now a good time for buyers to enter the market. Stay tuned.